Good morning, my honorable lecturer, Miss Iswandini Agustin MPD. I'm Henny, NIM 18820-70002. Now I want to present my final examination, second semester, for cross-culture understanding, and the topic is cultural adjustment. To get what is cultural adjustment, maybe you have your imagination about the student who wants to go study abroad, or maybe someone who got married with man or woman from another country. They have to get cultural adjustment. Living in a culture that's different from your own can be both exciting adventure and a challenging process. Regardless of what country you are from, it is common for all international students to go through a period of cultural adjustment. Understanding this adjustment process and getting support through this transition will help you to have a more fulfilling experience both academically and personally. To make understand about culture adjustment, I will explain about culture shock, adjustment process, re-entry process, individual reactions, cultural dislocation, overcoming culture shock. Culture shock is a psychological disorientation that most people experience when living in a culture markedly different from one's own. Culture shock is a result of total immersion in a new culture. Culture shock happens to people who have been suddenly transplanted abroad, where they became anxious because they do not speak the language, know the customs, or understand people's behavior in daily life. What is the symptoms of culture shock? Sadness, loneliness, melancholy, loss of identity, longing for family, feelings of being lost, overlooked, exploited, or abused, and so many again. Let's see the curve of adjustment process. The first one is honeymoon period. What is the honeymoon period? Honeymoon phase is described by feeling of excitement, optimism, and wonder often experienced when one enters a new environment or culture. Students are likely to focus on the positive aspect and pleasing differences of the new environment. After that, maybe they will get culture shock that I already explained before. And next, initial adjustment. After that, maybe mental isolation and accepting integration. In the crisis phase or in the culture shock, maybe describes the anxiety and feelings of surprise, disorientation, or confusion one feels when operating entirely different cultural or social environment. It grows out of the difficulties in assimilating to the new culture, causing difficulty in knowing or going along with what is appropriate and what is not. The positive effect of cultural adjustment, such as increased self-confidence, improve their self-motivation, and heightened culture sensitivity. They gradually begin to feel more comfortable in their new environment. They will feel more like expanding their social networks and exploring new ideas. Let's see next curve about re-entry process. After acceptance and integration, maybe return anxiety, and after that return honeymoon, re-entry shock, and reintegration. For individual reaction, so many reactions in this process. Cultural differences make us to decide the choices. In this phase, we have two choices. The first is positive choices like openness, acceptance, trust. The action is observe, listen, and inquire, and rapport and understanding as a result. And the negative choices is suspicion, fear, prejudice. The action is criticize, rationalize, withdraw, and the result is alienation and isolation. The reaction someone makes in a cross-cultural encounter determines the result he gets. A positive reaction characterized with openness, acceptance, and trust produces rapport and understanding. A negative reaction characterized with suspicion, fear, prejudice, and produces alienation and isolation. The outcomes of cross-cultural encounter can be of three types. The encapsulators, people who keep avoiding or fighting the second culture by trying to creating a small exclusive word based on their first or original culture. For example, like little Batak, little Java, little Chinese, like that. The cosmopolitan, which refers to people who adjust to both the first original and the second culture as well. The absconder, people who adjust to the second culture and ignore their first or original culture. To get more complete description, look at the following diagram. Overcoming culture shock. Open your mind, participate, talk about it, be in contact, and be humorous. Okay, my presentation already finished. I hope this presentation is useful for you. Thank you.